The school shooting in Parkland, Florida has once again raised the red flag about violence in the classroom.
This time, maybe more than others. It's raised the fears of students, as well as the debate over gun control. And even hundreds of miles from the carnage, there are worries by students that it could just as easily happen here as it did there. 10 on your side's Annie Fox now with a serious discussion over security at school.
In the wake of unspeakable evil, we sat down with 4 Norfolk high school students who tell us they don't feel as safe in school today. How many of you feel less safe? All of you, huh?
Every morning I'm saying goodbye to my sister just in case.
Saying goodbye to family members.
I watch my back just a little more.
Because in our society today, they don't know if they're coming home.
Being more aware of my friends and my family members, making sure that they're okay, making sure they're not in a predicament.
I'm not here for a fight.
They've been watching the Parkland, Florida students who survived, who are now school safety advocates, speaking out about their loss, about guns and threats. So you don't feel the same intensity on this issue?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
The 4 don't feel the same intensity on those issues. They haven't lived it, because in Hampton Roads, you've got to go back 30 years to 1988, when 16-year-old Nicholas Elliott killed a teacher at Atlantic Shores Christian School.
It's a wake-up call for us. We need to act now so that it doesn't happen here. We need to get more involved with the community and reaching out to the parents.
We asked them if they knew which school shooting was the worst in modern American history. They did not know about Virginia Tech, 2007, and 32 victims dead.
I don't remember this.
It was in 2007. What years?
I was 7 years old.
Maybe no school shootings here, but plenty of school students killed, like Lake Taylor Sr. Keyshawn Alexander.
But he was just an open, bubbly, just very happy to talk to person.
Keyshawn was classmates with Kendrick and Marissa.
I personally don't like going out and talking to people about my feelings, so I didn't go to a counselor, but it was a lot for me to take in.
They miss Keyshawn a lot. Think about him, too.
Started becoming more close. We started saying that we love each other.
Ruby Lynn brought up the preamble to the Declaration of Independence, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, all of which seems lost in school shootings.
Liberty and happiness come after life. So gun rights would have to go under, liberty, but we can't have that without having life.
But of course, the NRA would argue that a good person with a gun can save lives too. The debate over guns will continue forever. Coming up, what these 4 say about teachers carrying guns, background checks, mental illness, violent school media posts, and are parents doing enough? We'll be right back. Welcome back to Security at School, a serious discussion. We sat down with 4 Norfolk seniors. We had lots of questions, and it did not take long to get to social media threats and students arrested for making those threats. Do you feel afraid? You feel more afraid than you did at the beginning of the year.
I feel a little more cautious.
What concerns these 4 Norfolk high school seniors? Increasing social media threats against students in schools all over Hampton Roads. James Blair Middle School. I swear I'm shooting every single teacher and student.
Taking someone's life is not any kind of joke. It's deplorable.
Middle and high school students in our viewing area arrested, many charged with felonies.
Just throwing your life away. You won't be able to get any meaningful job, any meaningful college applications, and you're just in middle school.
Dante says social media like Snapchat and Instagram need to do more to filter what is on their sites, and parents need to step up too.
I believe that parents should get more involved with their children and knowing what their children are doing.
Kendrick has a different take.
That's one good thing about social media, because if somebody sees it, they're going to post it, and then it's just going to be a chain effect where it's going to get through many people.
Now some questions on guns. How many of you all have guns at home? Who has guns at home? Any of your families?
No.
I think maybe.
You believe in arming your school teachers? Should school teachers be packing heat in the classroom?
No.
They're talking about it now.
No.
Absolutely
No.
not.
You all are opposed to that.
Yeah.
So you all support stronger background
Yes.
checks?
Yes.
I'm not saying, just take away everyone's guns. It's their right. However, I think we should control things like, mental illness background checks.
Reports indicate Nicholas Cruz's significant mental illness warning signs ignored. The four agree, take notice, and yes, if you see something, say something.
The people that you're close with, if you know that they're going through something in their life, you need to say something.
They have thoughts about the media. We all know Nicholas Cruz, but how many of the victims do we know?
I can't name a victim to you, but I can name his name. And as I was going through Facebook, I would go through posts and I'd just see his face over and over and over and over again.
Other than the teachers and coaches, they were all younger than me. First realization that these people had so much ahead of them and it was just stolen away.
Remarkable insight. And Andy, what was your big takeaway with these kids?
That they're all bright. They're very bright. They're going to be very successful in their lives. My takeaway was we are 1,000 land miles from Parkland, Florida. 1,000. And they are still impacted by it. It affects your psyche, how you go to school, what you're afraid of, your class, what's your escape route just in case something happens. It affects the psyche of students 1,000 miles away.